I'll say to the new artists that are starting out, you damn near rather write it all yourself and have a gold hit than sample something and have a multi-platinum hit, because the sampling takes a huge chunk out of what you've done. A lot of the sampling laws have changed. They change over the years. Every 5 years there's a new thing in the sampling laws, and it's all geared to protect the original author the most, not the sampler, the samplee. So 85 to 95, it was more than one bar of drums, had to be recognizable. It had to actually lean on their melody, their thing. You had to recognize the other record in your record. Later on, that law changed to one beat, 1 second of recognizable material has to get paid. Then 5 years later, by 99, 2000, it was anything recognizable. If it's a snare and they recognize that came from a James Brown record, they can come after you. Most artists aren't nitpicking about that stuff. Digital Underground, most hip-hop artists, we never nitpick when someone uses our stuff, I mean. And I think George and Bootsy and Bernie, they were all real good about that too. They weren't nitpicking. But when somebody was just straight up raping them and walking away, then it's not really nitpicking. It's like it's time to pay the piper, the person who gave it its and if it comes from its you know, that to me is the difference in Ice Cube using the Humpty dance bass line and jacking for beats. Right about now, time to get over the hump. It's got a whole thing in it. So yeah, we asked them to include us, you know. Will Smith, Wild Wild West. We got the bass line. But then on something like Who's the Mac, where he's just straight thanks to Mac, and he just put a little Humpty's voice in there. How many records got Flavor Flav going, yeah boy? How many records, how many R&B artists got George going, yo ho? You know, even before it was considered sampling. Look, the Gap Band was been sampling P-Funk. Ray Parker on radio been sampling P-Funk, you know. Maybe in De La Soul's case, Me, Myself, and I, they felt like Knee Deep was such a big portion of that record's success that they didn't mind giving up 50% of the royalties. Kiss You Back. Knee Deep's in there, but we're not using none of the vocals. We're not using none of the other sound. We're just using the bass line. So in that case, we felt like a quarter of the record was fair. And so did the P-Funk administrators. And that's why to this day, I have 70% of Kiss You Back to split with my Digital Underground people, and 30 always goes to P-Funk. You know what I'm saying? But then on Humpty Dance, we made a deal with them for even less than 30%. Maybe it was like 15 or 20%, because now we're just using that little climb to get to the hook. Talk to me, baby. Then that's it for P-Funk. That's when we take over. Boom, boom, boom. Proud to say that one was original. No, 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 no. FunkProbosky.com. Because if you fake the funk, your nose gonna. And the only way you can keep that from happening is to leave a comment. So check us out, leave a comment.